Now, I know you see the title and think I'm going crazy, right? I know. We all miss Lamine Yamal, right? Everybody misses Lamine Yamal. In the world of football, if you love the game of football, you will miss Lamine Yamal, right? Like, I miss seeing him dribble. I miss seeing him take players on. I miss seeing him score, assist. Everything about Lamine Yamal you miss. But so far, so good. Valencia win without Lamine Yamal. Emphatic win. Newcastle away, a big win. And again, today, a win against Getafe, who everybody warned me, you're about to see a level of low block that you have never witnessed in your life. You're about to see something that Stoke and these guys can't do. And we saw Getafe try it. At the end of the game, 28% possession. But with quick, incisive play, that's how you break down low blocks. And that's exactly what Barcelona done. Especially if you look at the first goal. Rafinha gets the ball. He plays it quickly. Olmo makes that darting run. And that's the thing when you're playing against low blocks. You need, what's the word? You need vertical running, right? You need vertical running. That's the reality. You need them to be facing the other way. And that's exactly what Olmo done. The back heel and the finish by Ferran Torres was absolutely beautiful. But I think the most important part of that was the run from Olmo and the pass from Rafinha. And look at Olmo. In the box, guys, he must be one of the most crafty players in world football. He pulls out spins. He pulls out flicks. He finds ways of getting out of tight areas that you just don't see other players do. And then he also has the quality to find a pass or to score goals. And I know it hasn't been the most vintage, he's still young, but it hasn't been the best of Olmo that we've seen this season. But I thought his contribution today was important. That back heel, and obviously he ends up getting his goal as well, which we'll get into. Ferran Torres is another one, right? Where, look, we always know the Barcelona midfield are going to do their job. You know, we know Pedri, we know De Jong are going to do their thing. You know, their motors, their engines in there, but they also have the quality, right? But I want to talk about Ferran Torres today because he got his 2 goals, of course. And, you know, I know people sometimes think to themselves, you know, maybe Ferran can be cashed in. He's got value. But I look at Ferran Torres, guys, honestly, 25 years old, somebody that's happy to play on the bench, come off the bench, sorry. Somebody that's maybe he might tell us he's not happy, but he comes off the bench and he contributes. I think this guy is one of the most valuable players to have in any type of football team. You look at what he's done over his career, right? When he played for Manchester City. In one season at Manchester City, he scored 13 goals. And in that one, he wasn't starting. He was coming off the bench. He was contributing. The next season, obviously, he went off to Barcelona. Scored 7 goals. So you look at his contributions. 7 goals, 11, 19 goals last season when Hansi Flick come in. So some people might look at the 7 and think, that's not good enough. But then you look at the jump, 11, then 19. And this season already, he's got 4 goals in 5 games in La Liga. 4 goals in 5 games in La Liga as somebody who comes off the bench and as somebody who, of course, he started some games when Loa was out. But he's a squad player. And I think he's one of the most valuable squad players to have. I think every team needs a Ferran Torres. Because of games like this. Loa, he's still getting up to speed. I don't think we're going to see the best of Loa for a while. He's still getting up to speed. Yamal is out. Rafinha is doing well, but it's not last season Rafinha, should I say. But I'm liking, you know, as I said, I like the creative pass today. That was brilliant. So you need people, which I always say, you need people to contribute when your star isn't. Rashford, I did it against Newcastle. If Lamine's not there, Loa's not there, Rafinha's not doing it, so Rashford, all right, I'm going to do it. And then you look at Ferran Torres. Okay, Rafinha's not going to do it today. Loa's not going to do it. I'm going to do it. That is exactly what you need when it comes to squad depth. And I think Ferran Torres, in that role, is one of the best players in the world. In terms of like you know, in basketball, they call it a 6th man, people. They call it a 6th man. So we can say a 12th man. He's one of the best. You think about people like Leandro Trossard. You think about Torres. I put these guys, Ferran. You put these guys in the same kind of box for me, you know? And then again, Rashford, there's talks about that he didn't start because he was late to training. Hopefully that doesn't become a big story or anything like that. But of course, Rashford, I don't know what the issue was, but Rashford would know this is Barcelona, bruh. If you go away at that at Man United, you can't get away with that at Barcelona. But he came on and made impact. Rafinha came off because I don't know what was going on with him, but he started losing his head a little bit. His head started booming a little bit. It started getting a bit steamy. They had to take him off. But at halftime, then Rashford comes on the right wing, gets the ball down the side, plays it across, and Olmo gets his goal. And you're starting to see Rashford play with a lot more confidence, and you're starting to see that he actually feeling himself. You look at one of the chances, he got the ball on the left-hand side, dribble past 1-2, took a shot, goalkeeper made a good save. But overall, for something that is usually a very tough game when you look at Getafe in terms of how they play, Barcelona dealt with it beautifully, and this is without Lamine. So can this form continue? You look next week. Let me look at the fixtures. You look next week. It's Real Madrid versus Atletico, right? You are at Atleti's ground. So that's a game where now Barcelona have got to be looking to capitalize on that. Barcelona have Oviedo. I mean, you're looking at that, right? And you're thinking to yourself, Oviedo, while Real Madrid have Atleti, we should be going into the weekend at top of the table because that game's on Thursday and their game's on Saturday. Should be looking to go in to the weekend top of the league, putting pressure on Real Madrid in that game against Atleti. That is the reality, people. That is what Barcelona need to be doing. And I saw and I heard that maybe the Camp Nou will be ready for the Sociedad game. Now, will it? I don't know, people. People, let me know what's going on. Why is it like a 9,000? What's the seat are? How big is this? The Estadio Johan Cruyff. It's a 6,000 capacity. Why is it not filling out, people? What is going on? If anyone is in Spain, anybody that is a season ticket holder, what is the situation? Why can't people even fill out the Johan Cruyff Stadium when you think about the fact that Barcelona, when the Camp Nou opens, 90,000 are probably going to be there. But they can't fill out the 6,000 stadium, which is obviously the training ground or whatever the women play on. Weird one for me. What's the situation? Because I know Barcelona, bro. Barcelona, you'll be losing money. Money is getting lost right now in this stadium. So they really need to get the Camp Nou opened up ASAP. I don't know when Yamal was back. I have no idea when he's back. I tried to search today and there hasn't been a kind of diagnosis, just said the pubic area thing, and they haven't actually said what is wrong with him. But look at that. Ferran Torres is the second top goal scorer in the Premier League, and you've got Kylian Mbappe running away with it at the moment at the top. Well, not running away is an exaggeration. He's got 5 goals. But as I said, 3 clean sheets in 5 matches as well for Barcelona. So all the talk about the defense, it's looking good at the moment. Joan Garcia, Joan Garcia has come in and has been absolutely excellent. But we know what we're going to get this season. It doesn't look like Atleti are going to really put up any kind of resistance. It really looks like it's just going to be a 2-headed monster race between Real Madrid and Barcelona, which we expected anyway. But guys, I just wanted to come give you guys a little bit of listen, Getafe is not one of them games where it's going to be too exciting, but you have to get rid of them, get away with them. By the way, there's one player for Getafe. That's before I finish. There's one player for Getafe that I was looking at. What's his problem, bro? That's his name. Akbar. No, wait. Not Akbar. no, Akhi. Hey.
Akhi.
Not Akbar. Not Akbar. Abdel Abkar. This brother was dirty, bro. What's wrong with him? This guy was kicking people off the pitch. This guy was doing all sorts to be a nuisance today, bro. Abdel Abkar. Hey, guys, let me know about him. Is this a regular thing between him? Let me see what Twitter is saying about him. Abkar. WWE and football. Literally, WWE and football. He was trying to take heads off today. He was really trying to take heads off. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, man. But honestly, when I saw him kick lower, I just started laughing at this point. I genuinely just started laughing. But as I said, guys, dominant performance from Barcelona. Cannot complain. The XG was, I think, 1.9 XG. But Getafe had about 0.27, I believe it was. And that's it, And you got to think about it, guys. Getafe have started the season really well. Really, really well. They've got 3 wins in their first 4 games. Yeah, there we go. 3 wins, 2 losses, but 3 wins in their first 4. And they got dispatched easily. So shout out to Hansi Flick, shout out to Barcelona, shout out to Ferran Torres, who I call the best 12th man in football at this point. He's always contributed 19 goals. Whether it's a start, whether it's off the bench, he will contribute. Is it the prettiest? No. Is he the sexiest name? No. But he'll get it done, man. He'll get it done. That's the type of player that you want to have in your squad. And that shows the evolution of Barcelona this season as well. As I said, keeping clean sheets, but also doing it without Lamine Yamal, which at some point, sometimes you could say there was a little bit of over-reliance or over-dependence on him. And not so much this season. But guys, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you turn your share, subscribe, turn notifications on. It's your boy CultureCams. Road to 50k. If you haven't watched my Arsenal City video, go and watch that as well, which will probably pop up here. And guys, I will see you for the Oviedo game. Visca el Barça!